When you finish the product research, you can make a decision about what product to sell. And then the very important step is that to find a reliable suppliers in China to make your products. Because China has the best environment for making quality products but at a very low cost. Of course, it's not necessary for you to come over China to find suppliers, and there's still a lot of ways that you can find them through the internet. I guess many of you maybe only heard about Alibaba, and it's huge, and it has so many suppliers that you barely know who to work with. And the process is quite complicated. Sometimes the MOQ is also too much for a lot of beginners, and it's not suitable for everybody. So in today's video, I will introduce and also help you review all the methods that are available for finding Chinese suppliers online, and not just only Alibaba. And all these methods can be applied to for small business that have only like $100 budget, or even for middle to big size business like over than $100,000. Welcome to watch the Import from China guide video series. I'm Jing, the founder of Jing Sourcing, the leading China sourcing company since 2015. And this is the module 2 of this tutorial. And I will teach you all the skills and knowledge about how to find and choose reliable suppliers. Make sure you gotta subscribe. Method 1. Use Aliexpress and DHgate. If you are doing small business or only want to purchase very small quantity, maybe you only have $500 budget or even less than that, Aliexpress or DHgate will be the best option for finding Chinese supplies and get those products imported from China better than any other websites. These two sites are designed for small quantity buyers, and they are very easy to use, just as simple as you shopping online. You don't need to communicate too much with the suppliers, and what you need to do is just look at their selling history and the reviews, and then you can finish the whole purchasing process by clicking your mouse. And also, the international shipping cost will be automatically calculated when you choose the quantity to purchase or you choose the shipping solutions. You don't need to know any knowledge about import-export, because all the packages are either sent by the China Post Air or sent by courier companies like FedEx or DHL. And if you are not satisfied with the product quality you received, you can easily get a refund. So Aliexpress and DHgate, which one works better for you? Firstly, Aliexpress is more suitable for small orders at less than $100. And even it's fine to buy just one product for your personal use. For most cases, if you buy the same products, there's no big price difference between buying just 1 unit or 100 units. And if you are doing the drop shipping business, then it's no doubt that you need to choose the Aliexpress. Well, DHgate is more suitable for orders between $100 to $1,000. It's very easy to find that many suppliers on DHgate, they will set price breakdown for different quantities such like 10, 50, 100 or 200. When you think the MOQ of Alibaba supplies is too high and the wholesale price on Aliexpress is too expensive, then DHgate will be a quite nice place for you to check it out. This website is very suitable for those small business owners, especially when you are running a retail store on the street. Let me give you a product example, the resistant band set. It's a very hot selling product for the past few years, no matter for Amazon selling or the drop shipping business. If you are just buying one set from Aliexpress, it costs around $8 and 30 days to deliver to America. And you can see this seller has sold tens of thousands orders. On DHgate, for the same product, it only needs $4.5 to $5 including the shipping costs. And if you can buy over than 100 sets, the supplier can ship you by the DHL, which only takes like 7 days to America. The second difference between these two sites is that Aliexpress has bigger numbers of suppliers and also more variety of products than DHgate. Because Aliexpress belongs to Alibaba Group, which also owns Taobao. They encourage Chinese suppliers to move all the product from Taobao to Aliexpress, and they can easily translate all the product descriptions from Chinese to English by using tools. However, DHgate is just an independent company, so it's normal that sometimes you cannot find exactly the same product that you are looking for on DHgate. But generally speaking, these two websites are not suitable for a fast-growing business because most sellers of these two sites are wholesalers instead of manufacturers, so they usually get products from different kind of manufacturers or trading companies. So it's not easy to ensure that the product you are buying from them in different batch, the quality is the same. And if you're planning to do a long-term business for a certain product, and you probably will buy a few thousand US dollars for the same product in the coming months, these two websites for small quantity wholesale are still not a very good option. Method 2. Use Alibaba or other B2B trading platforms. If you want to develop a long-term and fast-growing business and you have prepared a few thousand US dollars budget at least, with no doubt you need to use Alibaba or similar B2B trading platform to find reliable manufacturer or trading company as your supplier. Different from Aliexpress or DHgate, you cannot finish the whole purchasing process just by clicking on the website just like online shopping. Alibaba is kind of like online trade show, and you can only choose suppliers just by looking their product images and product descriptions. And before you place orders, you need to use email or Alibaba trade messengers to communicate with suppliers about the price for different purchasing quantities or how to customize product with your own design or packaging. And then the supplier will help you create the invoice and the contract. And after they get your payment, they will help you start make brand new products. And in the end, they will help you arrange shipping to your country. This is a very common process of how a traditional trading business works. On Alibaba, there are two main types of suppliers: manufacturers and trading companies. Manufacturer is the one who makes products, and they will hire a couple of salesmen who can speak English and help them sell products to foreigners directly. While trading companies, they don't make any products by themselves. They usually get products from manufacturers that they cooperate with and resell the product to foreigners. Trading companies always choose those manufacturers who don't have English sales, but their price should be very competitive, and you can also not find them on Alibaba. And that means even though you are buying from trading companies on Alibaba, but the price won't be much higher than buying from manufacturers on Alibaba. Let alone those trading companies can offer more professional and high efficient service. There are two ways to find suppliers on Alibaba. You can either directly search the product keywords and contact suppliers one by one, or you can use RFQ to submit your purchasing inquiry and let the best match supplier to reach out to you. When you place order, you can finish the transaction just like a traditional trading that send money through the wire transfer to supplier, which sounds like not that safe because there's no third-party company to protect you. Or you can use Alibaba's trade assurance to process your transaction. If you didn't receive your product in time or you received very bad quality products, you can get refund through Alibaba. I have made another video series, the Alibaba sourcing guide, in my YouTube channel. You definitely need to check that out. And there are so many practical tips that you can learn about how to source on Alibaba, how to identify suppliers there, and how to use the trade assurance RFQ, and also how to avoid scams on Alibaba. You need to watch those videos before you're purchasing any product there. Alibaba has the biggest numbers of suppliers and products than any other B2B trading platforms, and it can satisfy the need of most of buyers. But if you really want to try some alternatives of Alibaba, then the global source and Made in China will be the only two that you can consider about. The Made in China has more advantages on machinery products, and for the past 10 years, they lose the competition with Alibaba in the B2B trading platform. So they have to focus on the machinery industry, which is not that focused by Alibaba. You probably can find more machinery suppliers in the Made in China. Global source is better for gifts and electronic products. On this website, it will be easier to find some old but big-scaled manufacturers because the platform will charge suppliers around 30,000 US dollars membership fee per year. And this cost is too much for small trading company or manufacturers to afford. Well, Alibaba only charges around 4,000 US dollars per year for the membership. Method 3. Use Google to search Chinese suppliers. Here is question. Why B2B trading platforms like Alibaba they can gather so many suppliers? That's because they have big traffic of potential buyers. So how can Alibaba get so many traffics? Some part of the reason is because it's famous, and when people are planning to find suppliers, they just remind the name of Alibaba in their mind. They spent 20 years, countless money to build this big brand. And another part of big reason is that Alibaba get huge traffic from Google, no matter it's organic search or paid advertisement. And then Alibaba sell this biased traffic to suppliers through annual member fee between 4,000 to 10,000 US dollars per year, and also PPC advertisement to let the supplier to compete with each other. In short, Alibaba is making money through getting biased traffic and resell to suppliers. For the past few years, the competition between suppliers on Alibaba is very fierce, and their cost to get inquiry of quality buyers is also become very expensive. So there are many smart suppliers. They realize that they can also build a company website and use Google AdWords or Google SEO to get more potential customers in low cost. They can get more exposure to customers and also less competition than staying in Alibaba. So how to find Chinese suppliers on Google? Well, it's very simple. Just search the product keywords and combine my following suggested keywords. You can look at the top 100 search results, no matter it's organic search result or advertisement, and pick out those websites looks like Chinese manufacturer or trading company. You can contact them by email or send your inquiry on their website, and usually you can get their reply in 1 or 2 working days. If you use Google to search suppliers, the biggest problem you will face is how to identify if the supplier is reliable, because there's no third party to ensure if the supplier is legit. So you can ask a supplier if they have an Alibaba store. If they have, then you can use the Alibaba Trade Assurance to process the transaction. Otherwise, you can persuade them to use the PayPal for a safe transaction. But I can tell you the truth that most Chinese suppliers are not willing to accept PayPal payment for over than 1,000 US dollars because they heard many bad stories about the seller get scammed by buyers. And those scammer buyers, they receive the product, but they still apply for refund for all kind of fake reasons. In addition, you can still use the Whois website to check when the supplier's website domain is registered. The longer the domain was registered and they are still doing the business, then they won't be scammers. And when you are visiting their website and you can see their real address in China, or you can see the photos of their office, manufacturer, or team members, or they post a lot of photos and informations about their attending different trade shows, then they should be very reliable. And you should be very careful when dealing with those suppliers that never post their company or team photos on their website. They probably are just one person's business that working from his home office. On Alibaba, there are too many suppliers for the same product, and many of them are wholesalers. So it's hard to choose those professional ones from these 100 suppliers. So sometimes it will be more efficient to search suppliers on Google than Alibaba, especially you don't have a specific product that you want to buy, but you only want a professional manufacturer to help you develop a brand new product. For example, a perfume bottle. Method 4. Use LinkedIn or Facebook to search suppliers. Chinese suppliers are so hungry of foreign buyers, and for most of them, Alibaba and Canon Fair are the only two effective way to get connected with foreign buyers. Instead of staying in the same place with too many competitors, many of them they start to try any kind of way they heard of that has chance to find customers. LinkedIn and Facebook are the most two common ways that they usually go to find customers because it's free. They usually search the keywords that has relationship to the product or their industry and try to discover is there any potential customers, and then try to reach out to them and promote their products. Or they post their company's product information or publish articles about their product or their industry to get attention of more potential customers. And that means you can also use the same way to go to LinkedIn or Facebook to find them. Just simply search the product keywords and combine these business-related keywords to discover is there any Chinese suppliers are posting related informations. Let's take perfume bottle as example. You can search the keywords perfume bottle manufacturer on LinkedIn, and it's very easy to find a salesman from glass bottle manufacturer or salesman from cosmetic packaging trading companies, or even find the business owner. And you can also find a lot of product information or photos or manufacturer photos posted by suppliers. However, there are a lot of disadvantages for searching suppliers in this way. You cannot find too many suppliers when compared with Alibaba search or Google search. It's also very hard to understand the supplier's company background or their product line just by simply looking at the salesman's Facebook page or LinkedIn page. You have to contact them one by one to let them send you their product catalog, or you ask them if they can help you make the exact product that you are looking for. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you can get a lot of valuable information today. If you have any question about today's topic, please leave your comment, or if you have any other ways to find Chinese suppliers on the internet, please also let me know in the comment. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and also get subscribed. And in the next video, I will share you how to find Chinese suppliers offline by coming over to China.